Welcome to the Reality or Not podcast with your boy DJ Reality and your boy Ed, King of the Legos, Williams. Ed, how you doing today?
I'm all right, man. What about you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Life is good. So
Mm.
just seeing how everything's going, man. How you doing with your Lego sets, man? How they coming? What's the next set you working on?
Uh, I don't know. I just got this Lilo and Stitch one. I might do that one. Either that or I was supposed to start on the Home Alone one. That's my next big one, but uh,
You got knocked
maybe
out with
I'll
that
get
one.
back to them in a couple of weeks.
You got knocked that one out. We was talking about that one. I didn't finish that one, and I didn't added lights and shit to. Well, I'm almost finished with the lights. Nigga, I bought a light set for it, and within the lights, that shit. Well, within the instructions, that shit was 333 pages.
Damn, that's a lot of
So,
pages.
nigga, so like that shit is fucking like, and it's like it's not for the casual Lego fan, man. It's a lot of wiring. I have it
Right.
done by today, but it's a lot of wiring and all that stuff just to make sure that and it's you got to take pieces off too that that you can't put on there just so the lights can
Okay.
they could be fixtured or they could be attached to the system. So like you're taking Legos off and then you putting the lights in that place. So it's kind
Mm.
of annoying how much you gotta like. I put together the whole Home Alone, but
Right.
I had to take it apart to put the lights on it. So like I had to like I'm right now I'm finishing up the base level and it's three floors to the house. So I didn't
Okay.
put the lights on the second and third, well the what they call it, the the attic because that's where he had stayed at that time.
Oh
But
yeah.
man, that
Yeah.
I have to say, man, that's probably one of the dopest sets that I've ever bought. Like I'm surprised,
Okay.
and you'll see sets, man, like get retired and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's one set I don't ever see that one get retired. I was looking up some sets the other day and realized that I didn't realize the Office set got retired. Um,
Did it?
and that's one of
That's
my
quick.
favorite sets. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah,
Yeah.
man,
That's pretty quick.
I bought the Mario Kart one.
Oh yeah. I
I
want
probably
that one too.
Yeah, I probably go to trying to figure out if I'm gonna do the Green Gots or if I'm just gonna do the Mario Kart one.
Okay.
I might lean towards the Mario Kart one. It doesn't look as if it's as large as the Green Gots. Plus, you got the Switch coming out next month, so
Gotcha.
that's my goal. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, man,
I see.
just doing them and shit, and I told you I do them for therapy just to clear my head and just to sit and do something
Right.
different other than listening to people and shit. I don't know.
I
So
feel you. I need to get back to it. I will one day.
yeah, cool. But let me
Maybe.
ask you this. You said maybe. So let me ask you this question. Um, what type of drunk are you? Like when you drink, like how do you move? Like are you a happy drunk? Are you a angry drunk? Are you a want to fight drunk? Are you a flirty drunk? Like what type of person are you when you drink?
I mean, it probably depends who I'm around, but I mean, I drink by myself now, so
Yeah,
I'd
I got
be.
my little drink with me.
No, I mean, I guess gonna be happy drunk. I was drinking on Memorial Day,
Hmm.
sitting around with my sister and a friend, and that
Hmm.
was fun. Probably depends on like who I'm around, what
Okay.
they say. Like somebody says something stupid, then I might get a little bit angry. But I don't know. I don't drink as much as I used to, and I don't drink around a whole lot of people. So, but I probably get more happy. Sometimes I'm just zone out. You know.
Hmm.
What about you?
So, so essentially, it just depends on like who you're around that control. Like, so if you're around somebody I don't know, that's fuck boy
Annoying.
or whatever. You
Yeah.
just be like, you might say it out loud how you
Yeah.
feel, or are you a like? Because for me, and this is where I'm more of a quiet drunk. I'm either a quiet drunk or I'm
Right.
a engaged drunk.
That's the Sean I know.
Yeah, it's one of the two. Like if I'm, because I get sleepy and shit. I mean, it
Yeah,
can
me.
come down to the age, but I mean,
Yeah,
shit, nigga, I was nigga 20 years ago, nigga. If I found a comfortable ass chair,
yeah, that was me.
I mean, I'm going to sleep. Like, I'll
Yeah,
catch you in a minute. Let me sleep. I'm talking about like club, wherever. If I find
yeah.
if I find a comfortable ass chair, I'm going to sleep. I
No, that was me.
never I never been like an angry drunk. It really, like you brought up a great point as far as it really depends on the energy around you. Like, because I don't fight. I never was the one that was trying to fight people. But
Hmm.
at the same time, if somebody say some fuck shit, I probably
Right.
won't fight them. But I probably, like last night I was playing cards and shit, and like the team that was against us, um, she like one of the people that was playing, like they had tried to fold the book without me seeing what card she played. So I was like, can you show me the book real quick? And she was like, oh, what do you need to see it for? You should have been paying attention. I was like, nah. I was like, you played your card and automatically flipped it over, so I couldn't see. And for me to place, like I said, I've been drinking, but I'm like, so then we start going back and forth. I was like, man, fuck this shit. Let's go ahead and play. And then like, nigga, I was talking shit, and I don't even talk shit. But
Yeah.
I was like, fuck that. Y'all didn't get no more books. Fuck y'all. I mean, you can't really control that, but yeah, I was whooping their
Right.
ass. I'm like, fuck it, shit. Because like I said, I'm usually, I don't talk shit, so I'm usually reserved and stuff like that. But she kind of, pissed
Started
me
out of
off.
you.
Yeah, because like I said, all I asked was to see the cards. Like the card hadn't folded or anything like that, and it wasn't like a renege or anything like that. So you know,
Right.
and that was one of two things that happened because one time she, the same person, almost like she cut a card and and my partner, my boy, he was like, yo, like, is that that's not the right, you know, suit to play. And then, she was like, oh shoot, my bad, I made a mistake. And then like I was like, yo, that's a renege. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I'm not gonna sit up here and like I said, it wasn't my space to, like I'm not gonna be the angry person like, no, we not gonna play until you give us our three
Right.
books like that. But at the same token, it's like, well, you know, I let that pass, but in the second, I was like, yo, I can't look at what was played,
Right.
before you
Right.
ordered the cards. But anyway, like, so I was amped up from that, but I was just talking shit. Like, I wasn't mad, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
Right.
but I was
Yeah.
really on my fuck the world, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what you got to say no more. Like, I'm just about to kill y'all. I'm about to destroy y'all, even if I don't, because like I said, space, you don't really control the narrative. You just play what's in your hand. But
Right.
but I had a good hand at the time, and I talked shit the rest of that hand, and then I kept it moving. But you know,
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
so
Nah, man.
let
Go
me
ahead.
ask you. I was gonna ask you. So what's your pet peeves with people, or pet peeves in general? Like what's some shit you be like, damn, like I don't like that. Like it grinds your gears type of shit. Like what's some shit about you that you be like that? I would say as an adult, for me, some things that you avoid at all costs to not piss you off.
People,
What about them?
just in general. Nah.
People as
Uh,
a whole,
yeah, people as a whole.
as a
Nah, I
staff, record
mean,
label, and as a motherfucking crew.
yeah. Nah, I don't know. I'm over the age now, man. I don't really like debating with people like about subjective or things that you can just be objective, like, that are subjective, like music. Like I'm not
Mhm.
gonna go back and forth with people about like music. Like like you and me can, because we've known each other. I could do it like with Brian or like Mike or something like that. But like, man, just
But we speak about it differently though.
yeah,
Like we speak about it from a respectable point. Like y'all always, like say for instance, crucial conflict. You joke with me on that. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
like, I mean, but you don't be like, nigga, I don't fuck
Yeah,
with you
just
because you listen to crucial conflict, or why in the fuck you listen to crucial conflict? It's like, nah, nigga, that's kind of like that's your taste, or it
yeah,
may not be my cup of tea, but
right.
you that like
Yeah, it
that's
just
the
be jokes.
yeah.
But people will, some people, I just don't have it in me to have like even just like long-winded debates with people. I just don't care about all that stuff anymore. So like when people try to force me into conversations, I don't like,
You talking about like an
I
MC
don't,
Hammer conversation?
yeah, yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
something like that.
that was one of the funniest things. 'Cause like I said, I mean, cool dude, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, like okay. And then I went to the whole other end of he followed me to keep the debate going. I'm like, bro, like it ain't. We get it.
Yeah, y'all had a
You
lively
feel that
debate.
way about MC Hammer? It's fine. Like, MC Hammer had
Yeah,
mixtapes in Oakland. It was like, all right, man, whatever. But yeah, it's just not
yeah,
worth your energy. I mean, I talked to talking to Brian about that, and because we had this conversation about protecting your energy and shit like that, and like that's very important. Like if I feel like say for instance, like we go on a trip or something like that, right? And I'm like, Edge, you want to do da da da? You be like, nah, I'm just go, stay here and do whatever. I'm like, all right, cool, I respect that. But
right,
some some people have it where they like, say for instance, I'd be like, Ed, let's go do da da da, and you be like, I know I'm gonna stay here, and then I'd
like
be like,
you want bugging, you
why? Come
bugging.
on, man. Why don't you do this? Da da da. We on vacation. We should be doing da 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 da. And it's like, no, leave me the fuck alone. Like now it's starting to turn into a full. Like I'm not debating with my wife here. Like like
Right.
it just doesn't. It's so illogical. Sometimes where people don't let people be who they are, and I think that's always important within the space. That's definitely my pet peeve is when, like, don't get me wrong, I'm willing to adapt or do things with people that I may not want to do, but at the same time, if I tell you I don't want to do something, then
Right.
let me cook and do my own thing. One time I went on a cabin trip, and they were going to, like, the group. It was a group of people, and the group of people were going to a winery,
Mm.
and for one, I don't drink wine, so I don't care to do that. But at the same time, I just want to stay back at the cabin and do exactly nothing. Um, and then it came back to me like, oh, you was acting funny because you didn't go to the winery. I was like, nah. I was like, if it's something that I don't want to do, don't try to force me to do it. I'm
Right.
not like I said, let me, like, if I want to stay back, I'm not, it costs you nothing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Don't let me live rent free in your head. It's not that important for me
Yeah.
to, I'm not thinking about y'all at the winery. I'm like, honestly, I'm like, yes, I'm at the cabin all by myself. I'm not being bothered.
Right.
I'm relaxing. Shit, I went to the hot tub, chilling, having a good time. But it's just one of them things. Like sometimes people feel like no is against them, or you acting funny,
Right.
or it's like no, it's okay. Like my aunt taught me how to say no. One time I asked her for something, I was maybe like 5 or 6. She's like, no. And I was like, you can't just say no, but she
Yeah.
can't. But she was, I was like, why? She's like, It's like you don't get to ask me why. It's almost like the Marlo thing where
Right.
or not Marlo, but Chris. He's he's like what
Why
do you
it's
say?
not
He
in your
said
vocabulary?
yeah. Why is not your vocabulary? So so it's little things like that. I know one thing that's a pet peeve for me is when somebody texts me and then calls me
Calls you.
right
Yeah,
after
yeah.
they text me. That annoys the fuck out of me. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, why are you, what I'm saying, turn around and hold on one second.
Calling you now.
I'm just randomly like, what the fuck? But yeah, and random calls at certain times, like, bitch, I'm recording the podcast. Like, what the fuck? But
She didn't know you was recording in the podcast.
I mean, I ain't say it was a she. I mean, just bitch. Like, I use bitch
Oh.
as a
Oh yeah,
universal term.
that's right. That's a gender neutral word.
Yeah,
My fault.
yeah. Because you can't, if you just call women that, then you got a problem. But if
You're
you call everybody that, then it's universal. It's all inclusive.
right.
Um, but yeah, don't text then call me. Like
Uh
just
huh.
I mean, if you need to talk to me on the phone, that's fine. But hey, what you got going on? I need to talk to you real quick. Give me a fair warning. Um,
My pet peeve is when I send you a text, ask you a question or two, you respond,
mm,
but you don't answer the question. But then if I don't answer your question, then it's why didn't you
mm,
answer the question? Like, I mean, because you didn't answer mine. So I figure we could just pick and choose what we was answering now.
Look, I hate that with a pat. You know what I hate? I hate when I say something like, "How are you?" and you respond, "Hi."
Mm,
Bitch,
yeah,
I asked you a question, and that's a gender
yeah,
neutral bitch. But I'm like, bitch, I asked you a question like, or how's it going, or what's
yeah.
popping, Oh, and then also too, speaking of that, I don't like I don't like what you're doing.
I just text somebody that like somebody that I know because I knew she would hate it because
Hmm.
I asked her how does she feel about Grand Rising and she said she hates it. So I'll say it playfully to her, and then somebody had hit me with the and not even the what you're doing the WYD.
Yeah, WY. Look,
Yeah,
it
like
automatically triggers for me. I feel like when you ask that question, the next question is, "Let's do this," or "You're outside of my house." It just
yeah,
automatically sticks in my head that you're paying attention to what, like, not that you're paying attention, but like you are somewhere around.
right.
And I'm
I
like looking at my car with binoculars or something, or
and knows what if the answer you give is gonna be true. I do have one person who really like just asks that question, and really that's really what they want to know. Like it don't ever be a it don't usually be a follow up of like, hey, well, let's go do this or let's go do that. Like
Mhm,
they actually ask the question, and it doesn't appear to be any ulterior motives. So like
mhm,
I'll return like I'll be like I might say what I'm doing or since I know that's kind of how it is I'll hit them with the hit them with that every now and then. But it's not something that I don't hit people with that on a regular basis. Like not if I most other people I do it with like this particular person. Like I said, I don't take it as because I mean because it has the I don't know if stereotypes is the right word, but it has the stereotypes associated with it when you hit somebody with that. So like other than that, like a couple other people, I'll say it too jokingly, and I
mhm.
don't expect them to seriously respond to it. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I
oh
don't. I'm
no,
not. I'm not a fan of WYD. Don't ever like if there's something that you if you want to annoy me, then text me WYD. And it's, I don't know if you remember with with Chappelle and when Dave called Big Boy. I don't know if you remember that Big Boy from
Yeah.
Outkast. A nigga
He
said,
said something about going to the moon.
I'm going to the moon with Billy Ocean, bitch. Bye. Something like this.
Yeah.
That's one of my
Yeah.
so I just say some shit and just make up some shit like, oh man, I'm over here just building on my house, adding another room, just,
Right. Some random stupid, like not
something
really,
that's time
not for
consuming
real.
enough so you don't ask me to
Any
do
follow
anything.
ups?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like, oh, you doing that? Like, yeah, man, I'm down here. I didn't, but you know what? You know what's funny too? My mom does that.
Nah,
Like,
that's
my,
your mom's though.
no, but what I'm saying, like, my
Yeah.
mom's security blanket is because I fucks with it.
Yeah.
Her security blanket is I'm cleaning up, and I'm like,
Ain't a whole lot you could do with that.
I mean, but nigga, like, I don't know if you seen the pictures I posted.
Oh yeah, but you know she ain't cleaning up.
I know her ass ain't cleaning up. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, every time I go home, I have to clean up, and that's fine. I mean, I'm okay with. That's your mom. Those are
Right.
things that you.
But
I mean,
why you
okay,
if every time I hit you up, you tell me you clean it up? Why it look like this
your
every
house should
time?
be fucking
Oh,
pristine.
yeah.
I'm like,
If
what
you
the
really
fuck?
clean it up every time, yeah. It's
Look,
funny.
I'm like, because I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm coming home. I was like, is the house, this weekend? I was like, yo, is the house gonna be clean when I get there? She's like, yeah, and I told her this like, whenever I bought the ticket maybe about a month ago, or maybe about
Yeah.
3 weeks ago. When I bought the ticket, I was like, because she's weird because she thinks like you working, like me working from home, and I had to explain this, like me working from home means that I'm not doing anything
But
until
working. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm like, no, that's not what it is. Like when you work from home, I mean, sometimes of course you're gonna have times where you could throw clothes in the wash or fix lunch and stuff like that. But at the same time, you got to do work
Yeah,
and
you
a
can't do a
part,
deep clean around the house.
yeah, and like a part of working from home means that you have to be in a comfortable space to work from
Hmm.
home. So I don't want to come home and have to clean up to be able to
Right.
work. I
Right.
could just stay my ass at home and do that. Hell, my aunt, like
Yeah.
I go to her house, she got a whole ass office and
Okay.
stuff like that. Where I come there, I take her out to lunch or dinner or whatever, then we keep it moving. But it's just weird people's perception of what working from home means versus like what it is. Like I said, I'm not gonna say I'm like on the clock, hands the keys for 8 hours, but at the same
You can't
time,
disappear for 2, 3 hours, and you need to
yeah.
be comfortable.
Yeah, and then, I mean,
Uh,
and even if I'm moving around, I'm doing stuff on my phone to make sure that the work that I need to get, like whether
Yeah.
it's emails or responding or talking to customers and stuff like that, like I got to make sure that I'm engaged. But all that being said, my mom, every time I call her, she's cleaning up. like
Crib
nigga,
gonna
you
be
ain't
pristine when you go.
nigga.
It's
So
gonna be spick and span when you get there. My other pet peeve is poetry readings with positive affirmations.
oh wait, so okay, uh, tell me
Like
more.
like I remember when Def Poetry Jam was coming out, it was this one dude on there. I think his name might have been Poetry. He was actually from Muskegon. And
Okay.
he did a poem and he was talking about, you know, being in a relationship and, you know, she don't be coming around a lot. Then I got this, then. And he was like, she only come around every 2 weeks, all these things. And it ended up, he was talking about money.
Mhm.
I was like, that was funny.
Yeah, that's dope. I fucks that.
The other ones I don't like is, man, it was Fonte from Little Brother. He said it, man. What was that line?
You know the folks
he's,
that I'm talking about.
yeah,
The niggas hanging in the coffee house. Niggas,
at
you
the
said what
end,
he said. Just don't. What did he say? He said, shit. Just because you don't eat bacon or something like that. Like at the end of the night, you
yeah,
still trying to fuck like me.
yep, yeah.
So,
And so like that, don't like snapping your fingers, them they probably wear natural deodorant. They probably think Mercury being retrograde,
That was
chakras.
all. You know what's funny? That was
I'm gonna
my.
piss somebody off.
No,
And I
look,
hate
no,
Love
come on,
Jones.
fuck him.
Go ahead.
Like, nigga, that was always kind of like my thing with Erica Badu and shit. Like, I fuck with Erica, but Erica got some things about it. Like, Erica does a natural soap or a natural deodorant, but I always liked her singing. But
Yeah,
I feel like Erica Badu was kind of like the start of that, or within
yeah,
the industry as far as like snapping and incense and wearing
yeah,
flip flops with high socks. I mean, wearing Birkenstocks with high socks and um.
yeah.
But
Every man trying to
Erica,
prove he wasn't Tyrone.
yeah, but Erica was cool though. So
Hmm.
it was like, well, now you found a balance. Like, but at the same time, I feel like when Erica Badu came out, everybody was, and that that was kind of like that was the whole neo soul thing, and
Yeah,
so it was kind of music started to be a little bit, you know, the singing part started to be a little bit less about R&B and more about the essence of your soul.
yeah. All that mumble jumble.
Yeah, I will
People.
say that nigga that the little brother joint that that song resonated with me so much because as I said, I mean, and that's the thing, I was DJing poetry events and stuff like that. And
I
I say
remember that.
probably about nigga, I say maybe about a good 30 or 40% was like good quality, but then it was like probably about a good 50 to 60 was the shit that Fonte was talking about.
Yeah,
You know.
man. It's like the dudes up there acting like they all righteous.
Mm-hmm.
And man, they're like, "Yo, Queen, I believe in you, Black Queen, Mother of the Earth." And then the women get up there talking about like, man, how pure and innocent they are. And
Mm-hmm.
man, then you find out, man, they was balls deep at Diddy parties. They was having their own versions of Diddy parties.
Yeah.
And you like, man, dang,
They just was
I don't.
musty.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dang, you want to give me poetry? Like, I don't like Love Jones for that reason.
I do not fuck
Oh,
with Love Jones, and people will say that that's a classic. And honestly, I didn't think it like, and not even just with Love. I didn't think it was a good movie at all.
mhm.
But I feel like a lot of people give it the credit that they give it because of the poetry part of it. And I feel like sometimes people have revisionist memory on how good something was based off of the history. So, like I
Right.
said, I'll tell you to this day, I don't think Minister Society is a good movie. I enjoyed Minister Society, but
That's fair.
I'm saying from the acting wasn't that great.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
yeah, and like watching Boys in the Hood and Minister Society, like it's just like watching them two
Yeah.
movies. In my opinion, like every time I watch Boys in the Hood, I'm like, ooh, Ricky going to USC. Ricky go make it. Like every single time I
Ricky's
have
dead.
Ricky dies every single time. And I know that he's gonna die, but the movie's so good that it almost makes you forget that, like it's something that you can relate to, not necessarily, the gang life or anything like that, but just understanding how to, growing up black,
Right.
and the things that you had to deal with. And Menace was crazy, but I feel like Menace, like I said, I mean, you had MC8 in there acting. You had what's my man? And MC8 was terrible. Honestly, only person I could really stand up for is Jada. Um, but
What about Lorenz Tate?
I'll give it up to
Uh-uh.
Lorenz Tate because he not to say he was believable, but he made me think about old dog. Like, but it was just weird to see him playing that role at
Being
that
that
time.
role. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, honestly, bro, like not that I'll say this: Lorenz Tate got better as he as he moved along
That's
within
true.
his career.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That,
But yeah, that it wasn't
Man, we should have known. We should have known Jada was disloyal from that movie, man. Like, who was it?
Jada
Wasn't that the man? My man who was locked up.
Jada Alcina,
Yeah,
not
should
Jada Pinkett Smith.
we should
Um,
have known Jada was out here
hey, so wait, so
shady.
okay, pull it back. Why is that never seen as? And this could lead into the August Alsina thing, but why wasn't that seen as weird that she was trying to get a nigga out of high school to move with her? Was it Missouri or where were they trying to? It was St. Louis,
What
right?
Atlanta? I thought it was Atlanta.
It might have been
Was
Atlanta. Yeah, I think it was
it? Yeah,
Atlanta. My bad. I thought it was the St. Louis. So okay, say
but
Atlanta.
somewhere. Nah, cause the Muslim and the big dude, the football, Stacy, they were supposed to be going to like Kansas City or Missouri or something like that.
That's what it was. Okay, okay.
But Kane and Girl's supposed to be going to Atlanta.
But ain't that kind of preying on young niggas? Like, ain't they?
Well, how old was she though? She was like 30, but I don't know how old
Nigga, she
was
wasn't
she.
high school either.
Yeah, man, but I mean,
She had a baby. She had a grown ass. She had a grown ass little nigga, and
how many chicks
it
had
was
grown
by
ass
a
kids
nigga
when we
that
graduated
was,
from high school?
huh?
Nothing.
What'd you say about high school?
I said, how many chicks had grown ass kids by the time we graduated from high school?
but hold up, but that nigga had to been like 8 or 9.
No, I'm playing. I don't think nobody had no kids that old. Dang,
I
you're
mean,
right.
it
He
was it
was
was
eight
a
or
lot with
nine.
it was a lot with some 2 and 3 year olds though. They was fucking that fucking 14. Like fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, she could have had him at 16, so that would put her at 25. I mean, that is still kind of.
But ain't that kind of preying on high school niggas and shit?
I
Like
mean, you want to holler at no 25-year-old when you was in high school?
different times, different
No.
circumstances. Yeah, I would have, but I would have, but I would have expected to get shut down.
Hey,
I wouldn't be
what
trying to
they
get a
say,
nigga.
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Kane made his. Well,
But
actually, I mean, she shot her shot. Actually,
she did.
Kane was
She
kind
was
of
on
chilling.
him, like, and
And
the
I mean,
fact
she
that
was.
that nigga was, I forgot her baby daddy, but that nigga was damn near his apprentice. Shit, who the
Yeah,
baby was by.
yeah. But how we know he wasn't much older? How we know he wasn't like 7 years older than her?
He probably
And so
was, but the thing.
he appeared old, and so Jada was probably only like 19.
Okay, say okay. So that'll put it at what? Oh, wait. You thought? Whoa. Hold on. So hold up. So wait,
She was
hold on.
probably
Hold
close to
on.
the
That nigga was
25.
the little nigga's son. That nigga, he had to been at least 7 or 8 years old.
Maybe 6 or 7. Yeah, probably 7 or 8 though.
Yeah, say 6.
So okay, she had a baby at 15. That put her at 21.
Nah, nigga, you said 19. Nigga, that means she had a baby at 13.
Yeah, I mean that might have been pretty low.
She was fucking at 12.
She might have been.
She's
Old
fucking
dude.
okay. Okay, so let's piece this all together. That nigga,
Probably like 22.
that nigga, I can't think. I need to think of his name, but anyway, that nigga was damn near a teen when Kane Daddy got shot, and Kane Daddy had to have been like, or not Kane Daddy, but Kane had to be around 7 or 8 when his pops got shot. Well, first his pops shot the dude, whatever. Fuck you mean? That nigga was funny, but when he shot him, that nigga was damn near. Just say he was in his teens. That nigga had to be like, I don't know, say 16 or 17. So
Yeah.
so Kane getting older. Say Kane was 18, right, or about to be 18. So that's another 10 years. So you throw 10 years on that nigga. That nigga had to be like, I don't know, 26 or 28. You know what I'm saying? So
It's funny. I never realized that was Pernell.
yeah, yeah. They was talking on the steps and shit when he snuck out
Yeah.
the house and shit. Talking about let me hold it. Talking about the gun and shit. But but yeah, it's some weird shit in there. Is what I'm saying. Like bottom line, like you shouldn't be trying to get this nigga like as a kid to
Why not?
travel
She's
to Atlanta with you and become your son's new baby
stepdaddy.
daddy.
Yeah.
So
She figured he was young. She could mold him.
yeah, but Kane wasn't going though.
He was gonna go.
No, I'm talking
Remember
about
they
like
was
going
they was.
like at first. I'm saying at first he wasn't going like he wasn't like trying to go with her plan or whatever. So
Yeah. He
Kane was trying to
wasn't.
stay in L.A. Then
He
granddaddy told him he got to get the
jacking
fuck
people.
out.
Yep.
So
Then he stomped out Alana's cousin
yeah,
just for he was just trying to see if Kane was gonna be a father to his child.
hmm
Kane was like, "So we gonna argue over a bitch?"
yeah, that's what he said.
And then he just stomped
Exactly
him
what he was
off
saying.
for no reason. Like, dang.
I mean,
Kane had anger management issues.
Kane was a quick trigger.
Yeah, 'cause he
Kane,
pistol whipped the old boy.
yeah. Then when he wanted them rims too, like
Yeah.
like nigga said, and a double burger with cheese.
I said with cheese.
I was like, God damn, shit. But I still like the circumstances is understood, but the acting was not that good to me in that movie.
That's fair.
So
That's fair. Rock was in it.
he said, "Oh yeah, yeah, he was in there, and he did. He died, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Who else
That's
was in
crazy.
there? I don't know.
The nigga, the one dude died too. The one that was the one that was the good guy, the Muslim dude.
Oh, he died.
Yep, he died from what I
Hmm.
remember.
Hmm.
So,
I mean, you mean real life or the movie?
oh, the real life, no, real life.
Oh, okay, okay. I didn't know that.
From what I remember, he died. Yeah, shoot,
Safir died too.
he did. No, in real life.
I think so. I thought one of the Golden State dudes died. Was
Damn,
an exhibit. I don't think it
no,
was
one
Rocket
exhibit.
Rascals.
No, I was watching a video with Exhibit, and
Yeah, he
he
died
was talking
last
about
year.
the. You said what?
He died last year, last November.
Safir died then.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh damn, I didn't even know that shit. But yeah, I was watching the video with Exhibit, and he was talking about he was on Loud, and he was talking about like they were trying to like Dre was trying to get him on Aftermath, and I always thought like they did it, you know. I thought they kind of had like a cosign. I mean, it was cosign, but it wasn't. He wasn't actually on Aftermath.
Right.
But all that being said, he was talking about how Steve Rifkin, and this is probably the only bad thing I've ever heard about Steve Rifkin. But he was saying how Steve Rifkin wouldn't. They said Dre and Jimmy Iovine was trying to pull him towards them, but
Hmm.
Steve Rifkin put the number so high that they couldn't get the deal done. So essentially, all of that steam that Dre built up for him kind of just went away. Because I love like Restless album, man. That's one of my, I want to say probably one of my favorite albums like ever from a West Coast artist.
Mm.
But the album following that wasn't really that strong, even though it had some good songs. But I think Dre had did maybe like 3 or 4 beats. But that was
Yeah.
kind of after the whole you can't go sign with Dre or whatever.
Okay.
But I was like,
Alright.
I didn't realize it was like beef between, like that's kind of what derailed Exhibit's career as far as making music and stuff. So,
Right. Then he
but
went into acting.
yeah, and
This
Pimp My Ride and all that shit.
yeah,
So,
his shining rolling 8 Mile that starts the scene stealer.
oh, he stole the scene.
Yeah, 8 Mile.
Oh, oh, one thing I was gonna bring up too, back to the niggas, the Instant niggas. Like remember on Boondocks, what was his name? The the character that Riley ended up beating his ass, Big Baba Ooh or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He was like, "You want a bean
yeah,
pie, nigga?"
Yeah. Yup.
That shit was the exact. That's how I see coffee shop niggas like doing doing
Poetry.
poetry, whatever.
Man, that's how I see
So,
him too.
and I felt like it birthed Grand Rising as well. I felt like Grand Rising came out of all of that. So now we got to hear
Yeah.
that shit from silly ass people.
Grand Rising. I saw something. I saw a tweet, and it was probably so much. It was more like just the wording of it. It said, try and see if I can find it. I say too many screenshots. Um,
Nigga, I gotta
but
stop doing that. Nigga, I gotta stop saving favorite photos too. Nigga, I'm gonna think about favorites. I always gotta scroll through the. That ain't a favorite, nigga. That's a photo.
nah, yeah. When your now you gotta do a favorite of your favorites.
Yeah.
Like I I might be, it might be better because I texted to somebody, and I don't think we have a lot of text messages between us.
Hey, did you see your boys got the song out? I sent it to you.
Man, I forgot that.
Let's,
I keep forgetting to listen to it.
it
Um,
sounds good, man. I mean,
yeah,
apparently they're supposed to be putting out an album in the
July
summer.
11th. Yeah. Oh, this is what it was. So it said, "What's the opposite of grand rising? Like, how do you lose or say goodnight?" The last part, just like how
I
do
say
you
grand
lose
closing.
this?
What Jay Z say? Grand opening, grand closing. God damn you, man, holds like somebody say grand rising. I say grand closing.
Yeah. Somebody in here put abundant rest. The part that just was funny to me was just like how they just called them losers. Like, how do you lose or say goodnight? I was like, dang, they are losers.
Let me ask you this question: have you ever hit somebody with like "Good morning, Queen"?
If I have, it was done in jest and not seriously. But I think Grand Rising is the one that I think I've hit somebody with like Grand Rising Queen, and I do it in jest. It's like there's like one person I know in particular. I just know like she don't really like. It's just kind of like the joke between us.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll be like I'll just hit her with the Grand Rising,
Mm-hmm.
or if it's afternoon, I tell her grand afternoon. I told her I gotta figure out something for afternoon. Um, but I might have.
Just say Grand Rising biscuits and bacon, man. That's
Mm,
my favorite go-to right
that
there.
might work. That might work. But yeah, I don't know if I've hit, like I've never hit anybody with any of that seriously.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
mean,
always jokes. You
yeah.
that's what you
Honestly,
hit
if
them with
somebody
in the
say
morning.
King, if somebody say King or something like that, I'm like, ugh,
Man, I'll be like, man.
this type of person I'm talking to.
Yeah, I'll be like, man. Here goes somebody. You gonna want better for me. Don't want better for me. Don't call
Mm-hmm.
me a king. Don't wish the best for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you to wish the best for me. Not at 6 in the morning.
Hey, look, I
So
remember one time back in the, I hit somebody, and and I was like, good morning, and they was like, what's good about it? Like,
see, that's why you don't be hit. That's why you shouldn't hit people with good mornings.
it's like what? It's like, man, fuck it. And like I said, I mean, you mentioned like as you got older, it's just certain things that that you just got you just got to protect your energy on, and that's one of them. I'm like, man, I ain't got no time to invest in explaining something. I'm not about to explain to you good morning. I'm literally just
Yeah,
greeting you that
I would
morning, and
I would have
hopefully
never said
it's
good
going
morning
good.
to them again.
And that's the direction that it went.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man. So let me ask you this question: how you feel about all of the stuff with Caitlyn and Angel Reese?
Mm.
Like, so
Um,
let me pause it a little bit. So like, and I mean we could delve a little bit deeper, but at the same time, like, do you think like it's an agenda, from not necessarily the league, but just because some people be like, oh man, they doing this, to put them against each other, or like almost like a white people versus black people thing. Like, what's your takes or what's your take on that?
I mean, yeah, I think that's what they're doing. I mean, and too bad for Caitlin Clark. She got to get caught in the strays. I don't think Caitlin Clark cares for real.
Mm,
Um, but I think like between and I think it's more probably the fan base,
mm-hmm.
like this, where like Caitlin Clark was treated as like the second coming of Jesus, and
Ooh,
like they been hooping. Like you talk about, she ain't even like. I mean, Kelsey Plum was balling her ass off in college. Like, I
I mean,
mean,
even the
and
chick
she,
Paige Becker was
yeah,
killing.
Paige Becker, she was killing it. And then I mean, and then you go to the WNBA, you talk about you look at what like A'ja Wilson has done, like Brittany
Mm,
Griner was doing early in her career. Like even you just look at your, like, you look at like a Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, what they did in the WNBA. You look at um, and it's older to the creation of to the beginning of the WNBA, but like a Sherry Swoop, Cynthia Cooper, but like, I don't really follow it too much. But like you look at what the chick who went to Duke and she played for Minnesota, Maya.
Maya Moore? Nah,
Yeah,
she didn't go to Duke. Did she go to? She didn't go to Duke, did she?
yeah,
She went
she
to
went to
Cambridge.
that. She went to that garb. Well, no, you're right. She went to
Oh, she
UConn.
went,
Who was I
yeah.
thinking about went to Duke? Somebody that's probably trash. Um, but like, no, I mean they are, but like, I mean it is. And I think it's just more like the fan base, like, and I think Angel Reese, like, I think it goes back to when that year Iowa knocked off South Carolina, and
Hmm.
Caitlin Clark was like talking trash, and then when LSU came and beat them in the championship game, Angel Reese was talking trash to her, and everybody, I guess the white folks got mad and said she shouldn't do it. It was poor sportsmanship, but it wasn't poor sportsmanship when Caitlin Clark did it. I mean, and I don't even think. I mean, Angel Reese, like, if you talk about like rivals, like, this ain't Bird and Magic, like, because Angel Reese ain't really that. Like, we used to talk like,
Hmm.
she leading rebounds, but like probably like a third of those are her rebounding her own misses. Like, she cool, but she ain't A'ja Wilson. She ain't like a Leah Boston. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
she
she's growing into the game. She definitely needs to learn how to make a layup consistently. Um, but
just before we got on, she shoot 33% from three and 31% from the field.
yeah.
How you shooting a higher percentage from three, which ain't great anyway, but you
Hmm.
shoot a higher percentage than you are from like the overall field.
Hmm.
I mean, and I ain't. I mean, but I think they're getting pitted against each other going back to college. I don't
Hmm.
necessarily know that it's fair to either one of them. I think Angel Reese like probably um, buys into it more than Caitlin Clark.
And that's
I
what I was
think
going to
Kate.
ask you. Like, who feeds into it the most?
I
Because
think she.
I
I
don't
think
think Caitlyn does at all.
nah.
But
Caitlin just go on
you know,
about her way, but Caitlin be
yeah.
like. I guess my thing is like, and it's probably maybe it's unfair, but like, man, like I think it was like I don't read everything and follow up on everything, but I could have sworn something came out last year during her rookie year where they kind of maybe asked about some of the race stuff, and she was like saying like, "Yeah, I just hope I don't pay attention to that." And like I
Hmm.
hear like she really shouldn't have to like maybe answer those questions, but then part of me feels like, nah, you should maybe acknowledge that like because some of these people going to bat for you, they're going bat for you just because you're white, and they're fan of like the racial flames with it. Like,
Hmm.
you could be like, like I don't know what she could say. Because on the one hand, I feel
Yeah,
like
it's a difficult
she could
thing.
say
It's like,
something. Yeah, but
yeah.
on the other hand, if she just want to hoop, she should just have to hoop. I mean, can
Hmm.
should just be able to hoop. But like, I mean, black players haven't always had that luxury.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, Colin Kaepernick taking knees in the NFL, and black athletes and all the other sports had to like answer questions about it.
Yeah, but I
And
mean, you look at somebody like Michael Jordan, who has
Suck ass.
consistently
Not
stayed
care.
away from
Oh, no.
political dialogue. Like he literally removes some. It's like that's what I mean. Not to say that one's better than the other, but that's when I give all respect to LeBron. Like even if it can be staged or whatever, like he does say
Right.
things. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, and like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. But you're better off
Exactly.
saying something than not saying anything because people gonna be like, oh, he's just saying that because he wants the people behind him. It's like, well, he said what he said. He's not saying anything crazy. He's saying, Black Lives Matter, or he's saying,
Right.
whatever, you know. And I mean, I think back to it now. It's like, well, I know the type of league that we're in, or the league is more, or within the NBA, is more of a vocal league. But at the
Right.
same time, I mean, it makes me think back to like, say, for instance, Michael Jordan, and I mean, I love them as a player, but looking at him and like, would he have said, "Oh no, I'm not wearing that Black Lives Matter T-shirt because you know it has the Reebok logo on it or something?"
Yeah,
Or
he definitely wouldn't have rocked it then.
yeah. So it's like, well, no, it's not about just the Reebok logo or the Adidas logo. It's about what's on the shirt and what it's expressing.
Right.
Um, so it's little stuff like that. Like I don't think LeBron would, in that example, be like, well, it has the Reebok logo. I'm not going to wear it. Like he would still wear it no matter the brand because of who he is as a player and as a person.
Yeah.
Um,
I think even though you think about Mahmoud Abdul Rauf when he took his
mhm,
stand,
mhm.
Jordan didn't come out to say anything for him, but I think LeBron would have.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say though. And at the same time, it was different times. Like Jordan came up in the, you know how much I hate Jordan.
Hmm.
Um,
It was
but
almost shut up and dribble.
yeah,
You
you
know.
came up in the '80s, and like, yeah, you weren't like when LeBron came along. Man, it was still shut up and dribble, but like it was shut up and dribble from Fox News.
Hmm.
Everybody else like was okay with you saying those things. Like I think back then, like you had to really like you in some ways you had. I won't say in some ways you had to tread lightly. What happened was I think you got put into like um you got into a box, a much smaller box, if you were like kind of really like it. Like I don't know, like if LeBron was doing what he was doing now, before LeBron would have had as much money to like open schools and all that. But just say the outspokenness. Like I think
Yeah, I
LeBron
think
would have,
LeBron is in the box. I still think
huh?
LeBron. I think LeBron is in that box, but and that's the box where you won't say, well, he's better than Jordan or he's better than these players just because of marketing. So you look at LeBron with the way that he did it. He's like, well, I'm gonna do this with my boys. I'm gonna fire all of these big time agents, and then I'm gonna hire my people and get me things. So within that, it's like you look at David Falk as a lead agent,
Hmm.
whatever, and he was able to like take Jordan to the point of you know people still buy his shoes, people still enjoy the things that he markets. Whereas LeBron doesn't have. He has the money, but it's
Yeah, I
almost
see what
like
you're saying.
you say what?
No, I see what you're saying. Like people aren't gonna probably be buying LeBron shoes 20 years
After,
from now.
after that, but people
Yeah,
gonna keep throwing Jordan to the conversation just because of the way he was marketed within the game.
yeah,
LeBron took a different path. He was marketed within his team. Like I said, it is a difference between having this agent or this agent, but it comes down to like, well, no, I want to put Maverick on, or I want to put Rich Paul on, or I want to put, like LeBron seems very homegrown, where he's like, no, I got to teach my people the business so they can
right,
teach their people and they can all eat. It's just like,
right. Yeah.
and that's what's dope to me. It's not like being the best player in the game and doing it the way that you want to do it. And that's how I feel like LeBron does it. Whereas it's like, well, I'm not going to talk much. And don't get me wrong, I mean, Jordan was a dope player. He has, I got on Jordans now, like,
Go ahead.
but I'm just saying in general, like he's marketed so much, or he was marketed so well that the dude hasn't played ball in 22 years. Now look at it from when Jordan played in 90 was the last, well, technically 2003. So you say 22 years before that, you say 1981. What players are we really talking about from 1981? While Jordan was like, there's literally none. I mean, you might throw in a Wilt, you might throw in a Bill Russell, but players' time or exposure expires essentially after they leave the game. Jordan's hasn't.
Unfortunately, yeah, you're right.
And back to the Caitlyn thing. The one thing I feel like that's dope about Caitlyn, or that gave her the exposure that I think she's definitely a player that's gonna, be a force within the WNBA. But the one thing that made her game a little bit, more digestible than Angel Reese or some of the other players that you mentioned is that this is what Paige Becker. You say what?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. So this is, it was very similar to like a Steph Curry, where it's about shooting lights out type of deal. Like people love shooting. So at that point in time, she's shooting these long threes and like that. Because no one pays attention to her defense. No one pays attention to how many rebounds or assists she's getting. Like nobody even cares anything about that. Nobody even cares about, hell, I want to say like before she got hurt, she had a game where she had 10 turnovers. She had 10 assists, but people don't care about that. They just care about how she shoots or how she plays as a player. And that's just what the game is. I don't want to see a bunch of offensive rebounds. So I really don't gravitate towards Angel Reese. Now you say like an Asia Wilson, like you said Paige Becker, those type of players. Like Asia has a game that's very digestible, and that's a good part of hers. But if you look at somebody that's like a Kelsey Plum, I don't really, not to say I don't gravitate to her game, but I like shooting, and that's what the NBA consists of. So that almost makes it easier to transition watching the WNBA versus the NBA. But there's not that crazy amount of shooting like a Caitlyn coming into the game. There's a few players that can not say mimic what she does, but there's a few players that shoots the three. I want to say as good, but they can shoot the three. So that makes the game a little bit easier to digest versus watching a ton of missed shots and rebounds.
Yeah, I hear you. My girl Sabrina be out there shooting the three.
You say who?
Sabrina.
Yeah, I fuck with Sabrina. I got like a couple pairs of Sabrina shoes. Like I actually fuck with, like she's dope.
You're gonna get the Caitlins.
Yeah, I got the Asias. I got the Asias.
This coming from a dude who hated the WNBA. Look at you.
I didn't hate it.
Okay.
It just has to. I feel like the WNBA was a lot of, I want to say strictly her, but it was just like a lot of Angel Reese's, where it was hard. Like it was just a lot of missed shots, and it was no dunks. And people will say, well, I remember one part of the conversation was lower the rim. It was like, nah, just play the way y'all play. I ain't gotta like it. Somebody else could like it. That's cool. Doesn't mean that I'm hating. Just I don't watch golf. Like it's not because it may not be interesting to me, but somebody else may find it totally interested and shout out to them. I will
I hear
say
what you're
that I
trying to
picked
say.
up the yeah. You say, but I'll say I picked up the game more because Caitlin made it a little bit more digestible. Like even though I watched some games and I'm just
Mhm.
like, okay, this is why I don't watch it. Um, but it's nothing against them. I mean, get your money, get paid. I mean, I see things
Well,
like what why is the highest paid WNBA player not making what the highest paid NBA player is making? It's like it's a money thing. It really comes down to how much viewership, how much is being marketed. Um,
because the NBA subsidizes the WNBA.
well, they stopped this year. They're not subsidizing them anymore. But when they
After
were,
25 years.
yeah. But the thing is, when they were, it was like, well, I mean, the NBA is paying for the league at the time, so it's trying to make this work for them, and they're operating at a loss.
Oh,
Um, listen, I saw a stat. It said when Caitlyn got hurt, because she got hurt, was that last week? When she got hurt, ticket sales for standing room went down from like 60 or 70. That might have been more than that. I think it was like $80. It went down from just say it was 70. It went down from
hmm
$70 to $25. And
hmm
they moved the stadium instead of playing in the normal stadium that they would have. This was the game that
right.
was I think it was yesterday. The Fever Chicago game. They moved it based off of the expectations of people wanting to see the game. They moved it
Right.
from the original stadium to the United Center, which holds
Nah, it's supposed
21,000
to.
people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, look, man, when the Great White Hope go down, man, it's rough for everybody.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'll never say, hey, look, I watch the WNBA every day, but I've tried,
Mm.
and Caitlin draws me to it. And if you don't, if that if you have a problem with that, I mean, honestly, you should look at it as that's more exposure, you know, for me to see other players play, and I think that that's huge. I mean, if you
I would
know
expect somebody that doesn't send "Good Morning Queen" text to like gravitate towards Caitlin Clark.
you would expect somebody that says "Good Morning Queen" to
That
gravitate
doesn't
towards.
that doesn't say "Good Morning
Oh,
Queen."
yeah, I definitely don't say "Good Morning Queen."
Yeah, so I mean, I can see who you support.
That's cool. I fuck with Caitlin. Caitlin's dope. I
I
think I'm
know
gonna wear
you
the
got a
shirt.
T-shirt.
Yeah, yeah, and you purchased it. I think I'm gonna wear it on the next podcast. I'm gonna pull it out. Pause. Um, let me ask you this question: how you feel
Caitlin
about
wouldn't want you to do that.
Caitlin? Won't want me to wear the shirt.
No, pull it out. Pause.
Oh, Caitlin, the queen. Um,
The
I
ironing board.
I don't know. We shall see.
No, we know,
I mean,
but
she ain't Sanaa. She ain't Nia.
she ain't, she ain't Angel Reese in that department.
Yeah, Angel, right?
Uh,
Look, I saw a thing. I saw, and I don't think I really, I got to do the research, and it's not a research thing that I care about, but it was saying that um, Angel Reese out of the WNBA players is like the most popular, even more popular than Caitlyn on Instagram, and I was like, that can't be. Like I said, I got to look at the source of the site, but I didn't think that that's even possible. Uh,
it could be believed. I mean, if you're talking, uh, I, I feel like
white,
I've seen
white people
her like,
outweigh us so much. Um,
yeah, but I mean, but the white guys, low key, they go to Angel Reese for her videos. No, let me stop. Go ahead. Go ahead. You talking about something else. Go ahead.
what,
Go
what
ahead.
video? What
Go.
videos?
Just her walking around.
Oh, that's
No,
that's a thing that people do on Instagram is they watch Caitlyn or they watch Angel Reese walk around. She's
No, just like her videos showing who she is, like her, her assets.
Oh, uh, I
No,
can't.
no,
I can't
never
speak to
mind.
any of that. No, I can't speak to any of that because
I
I've
can't
never
either.
been to none of their IG pages.